emotional reservoir? Well, how do you, or what do you mean by that, emotional reservoir?
So basically, emotional reservoir is a concept I coined, is a new term I coined. That's why I told you about the British Psychological Journal. We're still working with them to see if it's something that will be accepted. Emotional reservoir is something I coined by when I started to study the differences between Black, white, and Asians in behavior and also in genetics as well. So what I discovered is that Africans have a higher emotional reservoir. So basically, what is a higher emotional reservoir? Let me just explain it. So according to my theory, right, the people that evolve in Africa, right, so they absorb more emotional reservoir than the Europeans and Asia. So basically, Africans have higher vitamin D in their genes. You understand me? So if you ask yourself, what makes us Black? You understand me? Why are we Black? Why are we not white? Because we come from a place where it's very hot. The tropical Africa, the environment makes us Black because it's very hot in Africa. So then the question is that these differences in skin complexion, how does it alter the differences, right, in behavior? So what I've studied, which has been a very intense study. What I've come up with is that Africans' behavior is slightly different from European. You see, we talked about Black people not coming together. Then the question is that why are they not coming together? What I realize is that Africans have emotional reservoir, a very high emotional reservoir. So in other words, Africans are just a bit too emotional, you understand me, than Europeans and Asia. So this emotional reservoir is what is holding African back. Africans are just too emotional. They are too emotional to the point whereby emotion kind of hijack their cognitive ability, which is their neocortex, which is the thinking brain. You understand me? So which makes Africa behave in a certain way that is not socially acceptable, but because no psychologist has ever pointed it out to our people that our people are too emotional, and that is the reason that our society is failing. So we just carry on as if it's a normal routine, and as if it's a normal way of life. So that's what emotional reservoir is basically that Africans are a bit too emotional. And in the book, I lay down the step that we can take to kind of help to reduce this emotion. You understand me? So that's just what it is.